Hey there guys, this is Minute Sylvester. Welcome back to my channel. In the last video, we made a bot that can respond to basic commands and it can give us a list of versus currencies that we can compare other cryptocurrencies to. So in this video, we'll be digging deeper and we'll be getting the price of a crypto token in a specified versus currency. So in the last video, we stopped with a list command which will list all the versus tokens that you can use. So it would give you the IDs of all the versus tokens that you can use to compare. So in this video, we'll be using this particular API to get the actual price of a token in the supported risk currencies. So let's take a look at how this works. So I'm putting the ID as Bitcoin and I want it converted into, let's say, USD. So let's execute this and so we get a response. So Bitcoin and the USD price. So just to validate this, I did a quick Google and it seems to be returning a fine value. We will be giving the ID as a user configurable param. So the user will have to enter for which token he wishes to get the price. So before doing that, we'll also have to give him the list of available IDs so that he can pass a string, that is, he can give us a string. So in order to do this, we'll be using a different API and let's get started on the coding for that. So we'll go to a bot file and then we'll write an API. So I'm simply writing a function to, let's say, get IDs. So this is the URL, simply coins. So this will give us an information, or rather say IDs of all the available coins. So let's quickly, before we actually code it in the file, let's quickly take a look at it in our terminal. So as we know, we are using Tesla to send HTTP requests and receive their responses. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to pattern match the response that we'll get. So we need to take the base URL we have defined, which is this particular thing. So I'll just paste it over here and we'll say coins. So this gets us a response. So we need to decode this in order to know what the exact message is. So we'll say json.decode response.body. Okay, so it is response. So now you see a lot of information being available. So for it to make sense, we'll look at the first element. So we'll say list dot first, which will return the first element. We have the name, the symbol, and a lot of other information. And I guess we also have the ID over here. So we'll say, we'll capture this in a variable. Let's say token, and say token of ID is Bitcoin. So this is all that we need. So so let's quickly take out the unneeded information. So we'll use enum.map for that. And we'll say, just give me the symbol or the ID. So there you go. This gives us a list of all the IDs. And this already seems to be ordered as per the popularity. So for now, I'm just going to take the top 10. So this is what we'll be using for now. This is going to be our sample set. So now it's time to get this coded to our bot. So let's get started on writing the command to list all the support IDs. We'll first write the help. So we'll call this command IDs and we'll say list all supported IDs. And we've already defined the function to call the API. So we'll just write a new handle command. And the command will be IDs. We don't have to care about the message as of now. So okay, response. So this time it will be get IDs. So let's say required symbols. This is pretty much what we did in the terminal. So json.decode map. We'll call say fn of to, and all we need is geo's id, and we only need the top 10. So em dot take 10, and then we'll finally answer the command. So this will be required symbols. Pretty much what we did for list. So let's stop this over, recompile the project, which is start the project again. And now we should be able to get the command in. So let's check that. So we have an error. Okay, so we need to define the command over here. So we'll say IDs so we'll restart the project and we can give it a try again. And there we go. We've successfully listed all the IDs for which we can list the price. So that being done, let's get started on the command to get the price. So as I mentioned before, we'll be using the API over here, which is simple price. So, and as I mentioned before, this will be user configurable. So the user can enter a string. So this time the command is not going to be as straightforward as it is like for the previous ones. So let's say the command is price. So it will be like this. The command space, it's going to take one argument, which is Bitcoin or Ethereum or anything. It's going to be a string over there. So this time we will have to consider the message. So I'm going to write a handle function over here. And let's say command price, and there is going to be a message. So in order to get the message, so the message is going to be another object with a whole lot of information in it. So what we require is the string that we need from the user is encoded in message.text. So now we'll write a function to call the API. So I'll say def get price, and this will take one argument, which is the token. Let's say ID do, and we'll say get. We'll go back to the API documentation. So we need to copy the part from over here. And we'll place it over here. So this will replace it with the token ID that is coming in. So now we'll call the function get price over here. And we'll pass message.text. So this should give us a response, which we will decode using, so we'll say body is equal to json.decode. And we need to answer with the price. So we'll say the price for so we'll take a look at the response structure and we'll say body of USD. So this should work. We'll give it a try, and before that we'll fill in the other information needed. And then we'll also extend this to the help. So we'll restart the project. And then we'll say price Bitcoin. And there we go. So we have the price in USD, which we will have to mention. So I'm just going to modify the string and say USD. So let's see if that works. Well, let's say so I'm just restarting the project. We'll go back and we'll say price Bitcoin. Now we should have a string. So let's try some other currency. We'll say price ETH USD. So maybe the information was not available, or it's an error from my end. So maybe the information is just not available. So you can try the other IDs that are over here. You'll be getting a response. If there's no response, then you'll have something like this. So maybe you guys can create a case statement to handle this and just say the information is not available as of now. So I'll leave it up to you guys, and you can also make another change, that is make the USD configurable. So the USD is hard coded as of now, if you can see our request. So I'm just saying USD here. So you can take this out as an exercise. You can say currency, and then you can put in something over here, like something like, but in order to do this, you will have to capture the message in a specific format. So let's say, which will be, so Bitcoin slash or comma INR. So if you're using a comma, then you will have to split it using the comma, then find out what is the token ID and the currency that it is required in, and then get the information using the API. So this is something that I'm leaving up to you. You can try this out as an exercise. So I'm going to be stopping here now. So if you like the video, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. If you have concerns or feedback or anything that you would like to be, discussed or conveyed to me, or like any improvements I should make, so please comment if that is the case. So this is where I'll be signing off now. This is Minute Sylvester. So until next time, keep coding.